Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk a little bit about some live trades that I'm doing in my simulator. I am focused on just really going through trader rehab and making sure that I'm taking it to the next level. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm using to actually work on my trades real time. So hello everyone, Marcus here. I am going to really walk through some trades that I'm doing. It is actually at 6:30 in the morning, so I'm going to really show you what's really going on here. It is just started. I am looking at some of these trades here, and I am looking at ENTX, Roblox from yesterday, NVFY, and then LGVN. And you can see that I'm looking at certain trades that are here, and I'm looking at there's some 1 minute setups. This is a little bit of a pullback, and I'm looking for 5 minute setups. So really what I'm really focused on is making sure that I'm getting used to my simulator here. And if you look up in the upper left here, over here or over here, up at the top, you'll see that there's this warrior trading icon here. This is all simulated trading. One thing when you're doing simulated trading, you do want to make sure that you are trading in something that's real time. So with different companies like DAS and then Sterling Pro, or if you're joining this Warrior Pro, they give you a simulator. You can really focus on making sure that you're getting a real-time simulator, meaning that you get real-time market data. And that's what's so important, because when you're trading in some of these other platforms like a TD Ameritrade or something else, there's delayed data. So you want to get used to practicing with real-time data. And the way you do it in this one, for example, it is Sterling Pro. We are focused on, just learning how to handle the order window boxes, which I'm clicking in. I don't know if you can see how I'm clicking in between them. The average trader would not look at four stocks at once. So unless you're a pro, you won't be looking at four stocks at one time. But you may have items on your watch list. So these are the top four. So I'm able to look at, okay, I'm in ENTX. I did all the pre-market stuff where I looked at the company, how well they're performing, what they're doing, what news they have. And then, of course, I am looking at LGVN. And then, of course, I'm looking at NVFI. So there are some things that are happening. The market is pretty choppy today. You can see that things are popping up and then they're going down for ENTX. Looking for little either dip setups or 5 minute setups where I'm seeing that there's either a bull flag or something that is really causing a momentum trade. So I'm looking at NVFI. I'm also seeing that is kind of dropping down, but I am going to try to look at one of these. Now, when you are ready to make a trade, another thing is learning your hotkeys. In day trading, you want to find your stocks, and there are scanners for that. And you can see the higher day momentum stocks. You can see the top gappers. But what you want to do is work on when you're in the trade or in the live action, so to speak, is be prepared to, use your hotkeys. So I'm not going to do hotkeys on this. I know I got other videos on that. But today I just want to talk about the simulator and making sure that you're really ready and practicing. So I do see some momentum on ENTX. I'm going to look at, maybe a 1 minute or even a 5 minute setup. I'm just going to get into a trade. What I do look at is, again, real time is important because you're looking at when exactly the next minute is about to start. So I'm looking at the next minute. There may be a little bit of a pullback. Even though it's really going a little parabolic, it broke the high of day so far. And well, there's a high of day pre-market that is down here, which is at 534. But you want to see it kind of challenge that. So at the end of this minute, I'm going to go ahead and just buy some of these dips here. So I'm going to do Shift F1, which is my hotkey. Bought 1,000 shares. Of course, this isn't real. But you can see how I'm getting into a trade, and then I can get out of a trade by doing a Control Z by selling everything that I have. So right now, you can see I'm down $30, and of course, I'm waiting on the trade. I may size up again, buying those dips because I am looking for it to really go up. I'm looking for the break over 5, and once it does break over 5, I can get out. And that's $350 that quick. I know you can't zoom in real quick on here, but you can see how I'm using these simulators to practice what I may do in real life. And of course, it all depends on your account size. I look at it about, you know, it's all about scaling. So if you starting with 100 shares, 10 shares, 100 shares, 1,000 shares, it's the same principle. Is making sure that you set your hotkeys so that you're doing as such. So now that I see another dip, I can do a shift F1 just to get in. And I'm just getting in real quick just to show. I know that wasn't the best place to get in. I was supposed to get in probably about 10 seconds earlier than that. But I'm just going to see how I can size down again on this. This isn't the best practice on this one, but you can see that I see that it's forming a bull flag. Also, it's forming a 5-minute bull flag. Normally, I wait for the next 5 minute and in. Because I'm not really into the trade, I'm just going to do a Control Z again and go ahead and take some more money off the top. And of course, if I would have been really watching this without doing a video, I'll see that it's really still pushing. Could have made more money there. But again, the key is getting this function really down. And it's very important to make sure that that function is very straightforward and easy for you all to do, because whenever you're looking at these different stocks and you're really trying to get in and trying to build some type of momentum or some type of portfolio, you want to make sure that you're having good winners. And with hotkeys, it gives you a chance. And of course, this stock is going parabolic today. I'm going to look at another stock today. Some of these other stocks, I can, when you have 4 windows here, you can quickly see how things are going, the time and sales. You can see the charts. You can see that some things are kind of rolling over. Then, of course, when you look at, all of, your top 4, you can know that, okay, I'm looking at Roblox today. If I had the money to invest in Roblox has been very, very significant in the market today and yesterday, because they just came out with their IPO. $77 is a little bit, if I was in a real account, it's a little steep for me. But you can see that you can look at some of your next ones. Like this is another one that I can probably get in. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback on a 1 minute. I may look for a little bit of a pullback and I may get in. Again, using my hotkeys to get in. I'm just going to put it in just for example's sake. And I just got in with 1,000. I'm going to do 2,000 because I do feel that momentum that's coming in. And I'm looking for 43. I'm adding at 37. So I'm buying more of these dips. And I want to be holding for the 1 minute candle to make a new high. And then that breakthrough of 47. So I'm just doing this as an example of seeing if we can get a squeeze. And once I do get it, I am going to get out. And that's, again, I just made, just if I was doing real money, I would have made $680 so far today. And you can see how it cools. Again, using your hotkeys and getting very familiar with it, it really helps you. But again, I'm in trader rehab because I am focused on the next time I do get an influx of money. And when you're dealing with real money, it is different. I ain't going to even lie, but I have been doing very well last year. But this year, I'm going to be looking at taking on a larger account. And that is where you can really use some of the same skills and some of the motor skills that you want to get to automate some of your trades. So I do want to definitely close out with just saying that making sure that you do set up your own layout. And there's some ways that you can do that. Of course, by default, this is a layout that is coming from Ross at Warrior Trading. So I am a Warrior Pro student that is there. They do give you some layouts, but I do have my own customized layouts. And some of you have been asking about the hotkeys. Now, I'm not using hotkeys on a Stream Deck. I'm using hotkeys on my keyboard. So far you may see, let me push this here. So far you may see that there's a Stream Deck that is here. This is what I'm using to actually make sure that I'm using my videography and stuff like that. But you can use one of these for your trade. So if you're working on some of these trades that you have here, I can hit my desktop here and I'm showing that I can see some of the stocks, but I can actually use this to actually, buy, sell 1,000. Same thing that I'm doing with my keyboard. So I will be doing videos on details. Some of you are asking, how do you do that specific when it comes to Dash Pro? How does you do that when it comes to Interactive Broker? CMEG account holders, which people who want to get across or get beyond the PDT rule, making sure that you're able to trade offshore, still is using sterling. So for those of you who have those type of accounts, you're either going to use DAS or sterling. I like to choose sterling because you can create a lot more chart drawings with it. DAS is really good too, but we'll talk about the difference about that later. And then, of course, those that are using TD Ameritrade want to know, how do I use hotkeys? You really can't do hotkeys and direct routing like you do on some of these other platforms. But there are, other vendors and other brokers that you may want to use. So I'm going to close out again. My name is Marcus Smith. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I do want to make sure that I hear from you all in the future. Let me know what platform you're using and again, what hotkeys that you want to learn about. I gave an example of some of the hotkeys that I really enjoy using. And if you are definitely into some of these tools and technologies that I'm using, make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button. So I'll talk to you all later. I'll see you soon.